Yes. So what happened was we were doing a few gigs for the Young Socialists. They had seen us, I think they'd seen us playing Bradford, and they were putting on events around Yorkshire. So we played in Leeds, we played in Sheffield, we played in Bradford, sort of between the autumn towards the end of '83. They said that they were having this annual general meeting, and they'd like us to do the entertainment, and they're trying to get a big name. So this was a month before they told us who it was, and so for that month, we probably went through the A to Z of bands and artists. Who's this big name going to be? Finally, I remember coming down to rehearsal early December. They said, "You'll never guess who we're supporting," and I'm saying, "I don't know." So they said, "We've been listening to their live album since it come out in August that year," and I said, "Surely not Aswad." And they all just nodded, and I was just jumping in the street. I was ecstatic because Aswad at that time, live and direct, it's the greatest live album ever, really, in any style of music. And Aswad at that time were really being primed to go from this sort of underground following to being going mainstream, following in Marley's footsteps in a lot of ways. And so we knew instantly how important that was. And it was so exciting. I mean, we travelled down in a coach on a Wallace Hard coach. There was like a bunch of our audience travelled with us, and it was a party. There were people skanking in the aisles to Aswad's tunes whilst on the way down to the point where the driver had to stop the coach and he threatened to turn back, because it was just so rowdy. And the gig itself was an amazing gig. It was recorded. It's floating about somewhere in somebody's attic. But yeah, it was quite a day, an amazing day.